Hi, I'm Emilie Witherspoon, and I'm reporting over an accident that has recently occurred at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant on April 26, 1986. One of the reactors exploded, causing 160,000 people to evacuate. But yet, some did not accept that fate. There are reports that they closed off a 30-kilometer perimeter around the plant, and it has become a devastating tragedy. As of right now, government officials haven't released any new news on the condition of this explosion. Nuclear radiation has been scattered throughout the country and surrounding cities. I would like to now introduce Viktor Bryukhanov, the plant manager at the time of the explosion. Viktor has been critical in passing on information over to USSR officials.
Hi Emilia, I want to start off the disaster, the explosion. On April 26 around 1:15 a.m., I was called by the head of the chemical division, who reported that there was an incident at the station. I then tried to call and contact the shift supervisor, but I received no answer at the 4th reactor block. With the help of the managers, cooling water was added to the reactor. However, because of faulty information from one of our other managers, I continued to deny the explosion of the reactor. Then at 3 a.m., I reported the incident to the USSR officials, and the situation and they took it over from there.
Wow, thank you for sharing, Mr. Viktor Bryukhanov. I'm sure it was a crazy experience. Moving on to our next guest, Leonid Toptonov, a reactor control engineer who was senior reactor operator at the time of the accident.
Thanks for letting me share this story. There was a lot that happened that night that caused the accident. First off, I didn't have enough experience to pilot the reactor during the shutdown process. I neglected several steps that led to the power surge in the core of the reactor, thus causing the explosion that blew the lid of the reactor off.
Thanks for sharing, Mr. Leonid Toptonov. I'm sure you felt tons of emotions during this process. This was vital to our broadcast. We'll now be moving on to the official in charge of nuclear matters of the Communist Party, Vladimir V. Marin. He will be sharing his experience on the day the explosion happened.
At 3 in the morning, I got a call from Victor describing to me the situation. He told me how the reactor had exploded. However, he said he had the situation under control. After discovering the gravity of the situation, we tried to keep it a secret as we did not want this information to be made public. However, we did not realize that something this big could not be kept a secret.
It's crazy to see how much of an impact it made. Surely could not have been kept a secret. Lastly, we'll hear from Valery Legasov, a Soviet chemist.
Thanks, Emilia. As a radiochemistry specialist, I knew very little about nuclear reactors. However, the government put me on a plane with others, and upon landing, I was in charge of containing the consequences of the explosion. In taking a closer look at the explosion, I was surprised to see how poorly the reactor had been designed. After further analysis, I determined that the explosion was actually caused by a poor reactor design and inadequate personnel training. Back to you.
I see. Thank you for sharing. Well, thank you to everyone for being here with us. It's important to understand the effects this nuclear power plant had. The Chernobyl explosion had lasting effects, and a large amount of energy was released. And the resulting steam explosion, along with fires, released at least 5% of the radioreactor core into the environment, which is insane. It's crazy to see how this was mainly caused due to human interference and mistakes. Thanks for watching. Next week we'll be talking about the atomic bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki and the environmental effects it had.